Good morning, guys. MWUSA Season 5, Episode 161. It is Monday morning, and unfortunately, that means it's time to go to work. I definitely milked every second out of sleep today, and I was ready to go to work. I was up and ready, and my wife says, "Hey, I'm having trouble with the printer." I'm like, okay, I've got like zero time here, but what are you trying to do? And she said, it prints out the first page, but nothing else after that. I said, okay, when do you need it? She said, right now I have to leave. So I said, okay. So I said, email me what you're going to print. She emailed it to me. I have my own printer separate from everybody else in the house. I printed it for her, and then ran through my normal morning routine and got out the door. Right now, I'm going to get to work with 1 minute to spare, unless, traffic improves somewhere or something. So we're going to make it, but just barely make it. Yesterday, long day, very long day. And you don't notice how long those days are until they're over, and you sit down, and then you don't want to get up. I got home about 4 o'clock in the morning, sat in my chair, and didn't want to get up to go to bed. Finally went to sleep, and I was so tired yesterday. I went over everything yesterday as far as working on the house, working on the cameras, the family get-together that we had, and then going the wrong direction because I had to make a stop and only made $19 there, and then finally getting to my destination and going through all the different things that I did, and having a couple blackjack sessions, both of which didn't really yield that much money, and luckily things balanced out with a couple of good slot plays, so I was at least happy about that. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the first edition of the 1776 Countdown. Today we'll be doing another segment. This is another big one today, and then they get to be a lot smaller from here, but today's just going to be one item. Also, number 2 out of 1,776 items. But anyway, right now we're going to head to work. We should have a pretty light day today. I know a lot of people are on vacation right now, so I don't know how many of our meetings are going to be canceled over the next few weeks because of that. But it looks like, wow, actually, it looks like I've got pretty much nothing today. I've got one meeting that I don't have to attend, and the other one is canceled. So we're in good shape. Tomorrow, no meetings. Wednesday, 1 meeting. Thursday, 2 meetings. Friday, 1 meeting. So yeah, as I suspected, with everybody being out of town and on vacation, it's going to be a really light week, so that's good for us. So right now I'm going to let you go, head to the office, and I'll be back to update you soon. Alright guys, I am back. So, I said it was going to be a light day, and so I deserve what happens. So 2 meetings were just added, and one of them very early. I do want to still get to the casino, try to make some money. So here's the deal. We're going to leave extra early. Right now it's 10 o'clock. We're going to zip to the casino, try to make some money, take one quick lap through, and then head right back to the office. And we should just barely make our meeting. And then we'll have like a 2-hour break, which I'll work through, and then have lunch with the team, maybe, I don't know, some stupid thing. And then we'll have our team meeting, then back to the casino, back to the office, and go from there. So it went from being a really light day to a really heavy day, and I was actually working on some big things today. So what can I do? It's all right. I actually just started a task that was going to take most of the day, but we're going to change things around. I'll do half of it today and half of it tomorrow. So anyway, right now, low 80s outside, cloudy, nice day, light breeze. so everything is good. We're heading to the casino. Got my laptop sitting next to me, and I'll come back and let you know how it goes. All right, guys, it is a short time later, like really short time. Did I play two? Yeah, I played 2 machines. That was it. In there, in and out, easy peasy. Not because I didn't want to have a bunch of machines to play, but because there was nothing else available. There was only one machine that I didn't have a chance to check. Other than that, it's pretty dead in there right now. So ended up playing those 2 machines and didn't get any food or anything either. Probably tomorrow I'll get that free food. Today I'll probably just eat with my team, whatever. Ended my session ahead $85, so not bad for a quick run in. Right now we're heading back to the office. We should be there about 10 minutes before this meeting that got put in place. Normally at this time I'd be ordering food, taking another lap, eat the food, take a 3rd lap, and then get out of there, but unfortunately that can't happen today. But still, you know, we made something, so let's head back to the office, and we'll eat there and then come back here in a little while. I'll be back. Alright guys, I am back, just leaving the office. Right now it's 3:30 and we're just heading back to the casino. Had a pretty good day at the office. Got 50% of the work done that I wanted to get done, which is what was my target for the day. And had our team meeting, had another meeting where I trained a guy to do some stuff that would actually help me in the long run, because a lot of the newer people don't know how to do this. So when it's their turn to do it, they just don't at all, and I end up picking up the slack later on. So this is actually good. Right now it's almost 90 degrees. You know, I haven't checked to see how the temperature is doing at the house, but yesterday it held up really, really well because the temperature didn't get too high. Yeah, it's not bad. Right now, temperature's 73 in the house, so that's not bad. Right now, we're going to head back to the casino and try to make a little bit more money. I cashed out a bunch of stuff today online, totaling like, I don't know, 800 maybe in profit. It was a lot higher than that, but had a bit of a downturn. The thing is, it takes so long to cash out. As soon as the last cash out went through, I just cashed out everything I had in there, and I will just buy some more chips with a credit card, and we'll play with those for now so that I can keep the money rotating and keep getting points on the credit card and stuff. So yeah, that's what's going on right now. We're heading back to the casino, hopefully have some good variance, and I'll be back to update you soon. Alright guys, I am back, and that was not a pleasant experience. Very little as far as plays, machines just being taken out, not a lot of good machines in there, not that busy in there, so didn't really have a lot of opportunity. I was in there for about 45 minutes looking for anything that I could do to make money, and could not find anything. Ended up leaving ahead down $9, so minus $9, and yeah, it was a frustrating one. Let's do some segments here. First is, what did you eat today, MW? Today I ate at the office because with the additional meetings that were added, it didn't make a lot of sense for me to leave and come back real quick. So I ended up having lunch with the team, and then hanging around talking forever, and then going outside hanging around talking forever. So I don't feel bad when I go to casinos and make money during work, because they're just standing around doing nothing anyway, so why should I feel bad? You know, at least I'm doing something constructive. But today I had an Italian sandwich, like on Italian bread, with bacon on top, lettuce, tomatoes, jalapenos, mayo, and black pepper. And it was very good. I give it a 9 on a scale of 2 through ace. I would have gotten it toasted, except she was so slow in making it. I just wanted to sit down and eat, so I didn't get it toasted. And we'll be back for the other segments. One moment. All right, guys, I am back. So, countdown to 1776. This is going to be number 2 of the 1,776 things that I love about America. And I don't know if you could have guessed what it could be. We did the Declaration of Independence as number 1. So, number 2 is the Constitution of the United States of America. And the Declaration, as you know, was signed July 4th, or adopted July 4th, 1776. The Constitution was signed in September of 1787. So it's easy to remember because 1776, 7-6, add 1 to each, 1787. So 1787 in Philadelphia, the U.S. Constitution was signed. And of all the constitutions of all the countries around the world, currently it's the oldest one being, well, currently and for, until it's no longer around, it's the oldest written constitution of any country. So it established a lot of things, as you know. I don't need to give you a huge history lesson here, but established the 3 different branches of government, which are legislative, executive, and judicial branches, and that gave checks and balances. It created the office of the president. George Washington was offered the position of king, and he decided he didn't want that, that it would make more sense to have someone be elected, although elections were a little bit different back then. So we have checks and balances, and it was all about those most important 3 words that it starts with that everybody knows, written real big. They're tall, they're proud. We the people. So we the people is everyone united, all of us, we the people. And they actually had a hard time with this when they were writing it, because a lot of the southern states didn't like a lot of the words in there. And originally I had 7 articles, and then later on we had all the amendments added, 27 amendments as of right now. And of course the first 10 amendments were known as, or are known as, the Bill of Rights, right? So we'll talk about that, and then we'll talk about all those different things that entail all those different amendments that were added. We'll do that later on. Also established the Supreme Court, established impeachment so that people can be held accountable. And here's the thing. Only 9 of the 13 states approved it, and that was enough for it to be adopted. But part of it was slavery. The international slave trade was supposed to continue until 1808, and that was a compromise. All the northern states, or pretty much all the northern states, wanted it abolished immediately, but the southern states were like, well, this is, our economy is based on this. If there was no one to pick the plants, how are we going to have money? How are we going to survive? They compromised, and they said, okay, we'll give you some time, and there's not going to be any more slave trade after that. So what did they do? I think I've talked about this before. After slavery trade was outlawed, they said, okay, we'll take this slave, this male slave, and this female slave, and have them live together in one place. What's going to happen when that happens? They're going to have children, and that they're, although there's no more slave trade, there's still slavery, because now the children of slaves are slaves. So, and then later on we'll talk about birthright citizenship, which was established because they wanted slaves to be Americans, which we'll talk about later on. So it's been around for over 230 years. And so the Constitution is a very big deal, and there's so much detail to get into later on, but I don't want to bog down these episodes with huge detail about things. We'll break it down into smaller pieces later on. So that's just a small piece of the Constitution of the United States, which is number 2 on our list of 1,776 things which I love about America. All right, guys, finally, What did you learn today, MW? Wow, man, there's so much stuff going on right now in my life, and I guess one thing is I'm still really impatient. I want things to come faster, and sometimes it takes days, it takes weeks, it takes months for things to happen. Sometimes it takes a lot of planning, and you get there and it doesn't work out, which partially happened on my last trip. I had a lot of opportunity right in front of me and couldn't take advantage of it. So I learned that, maybe I'm still a little bit impatient and I have to work on that. And I will continue to work on that because we're all imperfect beings, and we're going to continue to grow and develop and get better. And I never try to stand here and say I'm better than anyone else. As a matter of fact, I say I'm not better than other people. I say the reason that I'm successful is because I work harder than other people, not because I'm better than other people. So I make up for my deficiencies by working longer and working harder to be able to achieve what I want to achieve. So, yeah, right now we're heading home, 88 degrees outside, and we'll catch up tomorrow for our Tuesday episode. If you have any questions or comments, my email is mwusa21@gmail.com, mwusa21@gmail.com. See you next time.